welcome their opponents for today's game, Team Nova Scotia.
Sorry, John, what were you saying?
Nova Scotia.
Like for the F11. Oh yeah, and negative 6 dB.
We also ask the captains for each team to proceed to center field for the opening coin toss.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Hattisbeck. I am once again joined with my good friend Olivier Eddy for day 3 of the 2024 Football Canada Cup. Our first game of the day will see Team BC take on Team Nova Scotia.
I'm Lori.
Olivier,
I'm going to be your head
final
official
day,
today,
beautiful
and
day
my
once again.
umpire.
We're back at Mosaic.
Okay.
Should be a good day of football.
Yeah, it's really nice to be back.
Okay. All right. So,
Calm.
final game of the tournament, guys.
Kind of
Everybody's looking for a win here. So
Before the storm, I
let's play
think
some
right now
football.
it's
Let's
quiet
not
in the
have any of
stadium.
the extra
It's
stuff because we're going to shut it down.
feels
right
a little
away. Any
dreamy to me. It's kind of
language,
just
any of the extra after the play.
everything's nice,
Let's
and we're
make
getting
sure
ready
we're shutting
for
that down, okay?
the final
You guys
day of
are
action.
leaders.
That's right.
Make sure you're telling your teammates.
Temperatures
knock it
going to
off,
be a
right?
little bit cooler here in Regina
Nova
today. I think a
Scotia,
high
no.
of 26,
BC is the
28, which is
visitor. You
a
have
heck of a
50
lot
points.
better than the 38 that we were facing
Tails.
earlier in the week. So should be a beautiful day for football. We'll take a quick break
Tails is the
for the
call.
national anthem coming up here after the coin toss.
It is heads. You have won the toss.
We want to defer.
Okay. Nova Scotia will defer. Pick, receive, or choose an end.
We want to defend that side.
Okay. So you're receiving.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. So you're receiving. Which end would you like to defend?
We'll defend that.
Okay. Switch sides. Okay. BC will be receiving. Okay. Let's have a good game, guys.
Referees for today, and the referee judges the umpire powers, George West, now Judge James Lalonde, back Judge Mike Patterson, side judge back Judge Dan Mulvihill, field judge Thomas Bresciani.
Field Judge Thomas Bresciani.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is at this time we now ask that you please rise if you're able and remove your headwear for the playing of our Canadian national anthem.
National anthem.
All right, national anthem is done. We're getting ready to kick off the first game here today. Olivia, we just got some news about BC.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a story in this game for sure. So we have 2 quarterback on BC's roster. BC lost one of them early in the last game to a head injury, nothing too severe. He's on the sideline for the whole game and is totally fine, but he's not clear to play today. Second quarterback had surgery at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. That's a fracture in his foot and a dislocated ankle. We all saw that injury. He's in great spirits, though. He was cheering on his team, but that explains why we saw a running back come in at quarterback last game. See, I was confused to why the second quarterback wasn't in. So BC today, I mean, they're starting a halfback.
Yeah, their star offensive player in Matthew Chapman is the expected starting quarterback. We will find out right away as Team BC will start on offense. But that definitely could affect the game plan for BC. Expect a lot of QB runs as Nova Scotia will kick that one off. Caught on the 7-yard line. Good return this time by BC. Flag down, though, so they get that to the 35-yard line. We'll wait for the flag.
Okay, so if you're Nova Scotia, you saw that in warm-ups, you go, wait a second, none of the quarterbacks are dressed. You're going to be, I assume, stacking the box, trying to stop the run early on.
I think so. We saw Chapman attempt a couple passes, I believe, at least one at the end of that game on Wednesday, as we do see him come into the huddle here. So Matthew Chapman, the starting quarterback for BC from OKM School in Kelowna.
And he does have an arm. We saw that last game, even just in the way he warmed up. Clearly knows, how to throw a football. So yeah, it doesn't mean they're going to only run, but yeah.
So after that penalty against BC on the kick return team, they will start 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Matthew Chapman in at quarterback. Jackson Cleaver, the running back, behind him. Through to the boundary. Chapman takes the snap. He's going to be a QB run right away that time as Nova Scotia reads it as he only gets a couple yards on that play.
Yeah, and it might take a few drives here for BC to kind of find their groove and figure out how do we best use our running back here in this Wildcat-type offense, what we assume to see. I don't think we'll see Chapman just sit back and pass the ball as much as they did with Connolly and Orr, but yeah, it might take a few drives for them to get kind of ready and all figured out.
Yeah, Chapman's going to do his best after only a couple of practices to get ready for this game as it is 2nd and 7 now. High snap on the play, flag down, thrown on the sideline here. We'll see. Could be an offside call. We'll see who it's against.
Tough one, and catching snaps from the shotgun is an underrated and not talked enough skill. The ball comes pretty fast at you while you're thinking about the rush and your read progression or your handoffs and your footwork and whatever it is. So it might happen a few times today.
So it's an offside against Nova Scotia. That's going to make it 2nd and 2 now for Team BC. Then they will take that flag. And
very manageable, a good situation to have a running back at QB. 2nd and 2.
Chapman and Cleaver in the backfield. Chapman takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Cleaver off the right side, pressure in the backfield, makes a couple people miss that time, and he's going to move the chains for BC on this first offensive drive of the game.
Well, there you go. BC's got to be happy with that.
Number 9, Malachi Coulier-Brooks in on the tackle for Nova Scotia there.
Nova Scotia in today with a couple of injuries. They're down a defensive lineman. That's Quinn Kenziora, and also down an offensive lineman, Alexander Ray. So they've got 2 bigger bodies not dressed for today's game.
Different quarterback in this time. It's number 33, Jack Roberts, a defensive back. Trouble in the backfield, and that ball hits the turf, but BC will recover it.
So Jack Roberts, and I kind of wish we could speak with you guys at home from Lord Tweedsburg Secondary. Chris, I believe he plays high school. He's a quarterback in high school. The reason why I say this, when we saw him warm up as well during the last game, footwork was impeccable. He had a cannon of an arm. So I think you got 2 maybe guys who can actually throw the ball, even though they're listed as running backs and defensive backs.
We'll find out here. Second and long. Roberts is in at quarterback. He'll take the snap. He is going to look to throw. Has a receiver open on the right side. He's going to throw it there, but that one's going to be short. He had him open early, found him late, and then just couldn't fit it in.
Yeah, he did. He might have been off on the read progression there, maybe still learning his playbook. Let's keep in mind, he was on defense for this tournament until, well, essentially 2 days ago. So does he know the entire playbook and every piece of it? I mean, no, there's no way. So they're going to have to, once in a while, rely purely maybe on his athleticism or maybe limit the play calls. But shows he's got an arm, just a bit late on the read.
So BC will be forced to kick this one away. 3rd and 13. Andrew Lawson, the punter for BC out of Southridge Secondary School in Surrey.
Lawson kicking and punting very well this tournament.
Yeah, he's had a very good tournament. As there's early movement that time, it looks like it's going to be offside against Nova Scotia, as they're going to let this one play out. Ball dropped on the return there. I believe it went out of bounds, so we'll wait and see if BC chooses to re-kick this one or just take the ball there for Nova Scotia.
Well, we got about 25 net yards on the punt. I think if I'm BC, I want to re-punt this one.
Yeah, we know Andrew Lawson has a better leg than that punt maybe showed. So they could take the free 5 yards, move up, and re-kick this one. As we do see the special teams unit coming back on for British Columbia.
So Nova Scotia so far on defense doing a good job. What's hurt them more than anything else was that penalty on the bad snap.
So offside is called against Nova Scotia. That will move the ball up 5 yards. Still remains 3rd and long, though. Nova Scotia with 2 returners back. We've seen a lot of teams go with the 2 returner route, Olivier. We haven't seen many fakes because of that, but, with how wide the field is here.
Yeah, there's an advantage to returners. There's also a disadvantage to returners. We'll talk about that after the punt.
Andrew Lawson gets that one away. This one's going to be caught at around the 39-yard line off the bounce that time and brought down right away. No yards on the return.
Good decision from BC to re-kick. They gain about 15 yards compared to the last one. So, Chris, the conversation about 1 returner or 2. So, with 2 returners, there's a few things that are nice for you. For one, you have a better chance of probably catching the ball in the air. Returners can split the field, and they can be aggressive too. If they think the punter's kind of aiming, a certain direction, one of them can go quick. The disadvantage, Chris, is that with 2 returners means you only have 10 players left. So there's only 10 guys ready to protect against the 12 players on punt team. Harder to put pressure on, harder to set up big returns, and maybe more challenging also to defend against potential fakes.
Some early movement there on this first offensive play for Nova Scotia. It is Jesse Allison in at quarterback for Nova Scotia from Woodlawn High School in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Procedure, the call. While we have a moment, we'll give you today's officials. Head ref Lori Tursky, umpire Travis Jerkovitz, down judge Yves Lalonde, line judge Mike Patterson, side judge Zach Jerkovitz, back judge Dan Mulvihill, and field judge Thomas Bresciani. So 1st and 15 now for Nova Scotia. Allison and Stanhope in the backfield. Left hash. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw, looks right, gets that one away. Good coverage on the play by the BC defensive back. Number 33 on the coverage. That's Jack Roberts playing quarterback and still playing defense.
2nd down and 15.
So a good play by Jack Roberts there. He's throwing the ball on 2nd down for his offense, and he's knocking down balls on defense too. Allison and Stanhope again in the backfield as the crowd's making a lot of noise here at Mosaic Stadium, and those Home Depot orange buckets down there for the BC fans. Allison looks to throw. He's going to look. It's going to be a screen. They're trying to set that up to Stanhope. The BC defense covers it very well, though, and it's going to be 3rd and long now. They tried to set that screen up. I saw Stanhope was upset in the backfield. I think maybe he thought he was being held.
They're going to pull on your shirt and hug you a little bit, show you some love in the backfield. If you haven't crossed the line of scrimmage yet, they'll do everything they can to hold you there as long as they can and try to avoid a penalty. It's kind of a gray area where we rarely see players get that call.
Thatcher Manuel to punt this one away to BC. Cole Shanks back there on the return, but that one's just going to go harmlessly out of bounds around the 44-yard line.
And there's your example, Chris, of the one returner set. So tougher to catch the ball in the air. However, in a great position to hold players at the line of scrimmage and maybe avoid or bring pressure or make sure nobody runs a fake on you. What's your preference on that, on the scheme, Chris, at this level of football? Would you want one returner back there or do you want two?
I think most teams in amateur football are almost always aiming for the boundary on their punts. So, a one-player returner isn't the end of the world. You can kind of predict that, and if they do kick it the other way, then that is a risk. But, more often than not, you don't see teams trying to kick it to the field side with no one there. As Matthew Chapman's back in at quarterback, and this time he's running the ball once again, running over defenders, carrying it all the way to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Even in the Canadian Football League, you'll see teams alternate between 1 and 2 depending on the scenario and depending who they're playing. Chris, we're going to have an interesting battle, and when I think of the quarterback run game here for BC, one thing that keep in mind at home is when the quarterback is the ball carrier, you essentially you've gained the blocker. So Nova Scotia is going to have to find a way to maybe put an extra person in the box here.
As Chapman takes the snap that time and hands it off, brought down right away, and the ball comes out, but he's ruled down there before.
And back to it. So normally, quarterback hands off the ball, and then the quarterback is kind of eliminated from the play, right? Doesn't really participate in the play much. So, in a one running back set in a QB, the defense will normally have 6 players in the box. The first 4 are usually D linemen. They play against the O-line, right? One linebacker, if you will, can be handled by one offensive lineman. Then you have a linebacker left for the running back. Well, in the same formation, if the quarterback stays involved, whether he leads block or carries the ball, there's a player missing on defense. So Nova Scotia's going to have to be aggressive in the box and add players to the box if they want to stop this Wildcat run game.
Yeah, as you say that, Chapman takes the ball himself once again. This time there's 2 flags down on the play, though.
And now the gamble becomes, if you bring your free safety down, which is the next available player, you're essentially playing cover 0 the whole game. So if the quarterback decides to pull it and throw a deep post, you don't have a lot of help for your defensive back. So the quarterback run game, really puts the defense in a bind. I think it's why we see it so much in college football. And we're seeing more and more in youth sport, and some CFL teams are starting to do that even more, NFL as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned the New Brunswick defense. If I'm them, I'm playing low in the box until they can prove they can complete a pass.
The Nova Scotia defense, yes, absolutely. I think that safety, I want to bring him down a bit. Forced BC to throw because that's not what they want to do.
So after that penalty there, it's now 2nd and 18 for BC. Jack Roberts in at quarterback this time, throws to the right. That one is dropped on the play just behind his receiver, so brings up 3rd and 18 in another punt situation.
Yeah, and Jack Roberts showing that he can throw the ball for sure. He looks like a quarterback in the backfield. But yeah, Chris, I think it's going to be a game here of X's and O's a bit. Nova Scotia coaching staff has to decide, are we going to take away the run or just make sure that I have no big pass on us? I think if I'm on Nova Scotia, I think I'm going to play aggressive in the box and really take the run game away or try to.
We have a new punter in for BC on this play. It's number 4, Hudson Jones, not their regular kicker in Andrew Lawson, so we'll try and get an update on that. Hudson takes the snap, turns, left-footed kicker, gets a high kick away, caught at the 20-yard line. There's the no yards call, and he's going to go out of bounds there right around the 24-yard line, but that's going to move up 15 yards.
Yes, Jones with the punt. He did punt last game a few times. They like to use Lawson a lot, but Jones once in a while comes to the game to do those punts. If you want to keep up with today's stats, we have them live. That's regenarams.com/stats, STATS.
There's a good job by Number 21 for Nova Scotia, Sam Cowan on the return, catch that one in the air and get his team a 15 yards on the play, though it looks like they have not marked that penalty yet.
Sam Cowan, one of the Charles P. Allen High School players out of Bedford, Nova Scotia. Been a good program for years.
So that penalty moves the ball all the way up to the 50-yard line, Olivier.
Big change of possession there. So a change of field position there. It's the first time that Nova Scotia will attempt to cross midfield and kind of, get their first field position lead of the day.
So that's where Nova Scotia will start this drive on the right hash. Allison and Stanhope in the backfield. Allison takes it, turns, hands it off to Stanhope, follows his blockers there. He's got no room going on the left side, though, and that's going to be no gain on the play.
I'd like to see the ball carrier here stay in the middle and follow his blocker. He bounced that one. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I was about ready to announce that he cuts in behind his H-back, but then he bounced outside, and there was a lot of black and orange out there. So, Stanhope's a good running back. He had a good game last time. Maybe a missed opportunity there, but it is going to force a second and long now.
As we get to higher level of football, right, if you're playing, you're in grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, you might get away with using your speed and going outside all the time, but as you get to this kind of level of football, it's very important to follow your blocks in the middle.
As Allison does find Stanhope once again that time. This time in the air. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. We'll see Nova Scotia has a decision to make here, and head coach John Dyer.
3rd and 3, first time on the other side of the 55-yard line. Looks like Dyer and the Nova Scotia offense will decide to go for it. Good pitch and catch on 2nd and 9, giving them this option of going for it.
We'll see here maybe if they try and draw the BC defense offside here. Allison and Stanhope. Stanhope this time goes out to the right side, and Allison has a receiver open deep, and he finds him, and it's caught. Number 85 with the reception. He's horse collar tackled out of bounds there.
Fantastic throw. It's a gutsy play call. I absolutely love it. When you take chances like that and it works out, you feel great as an offense, as a team. So Nova Scotia gets the ball here. 1st and goal on the 1.
Noah Skeet from Sackville High School with the reception. A great pitch and catch from Jesse Allison to his receiver on that time. Aggressive play call as well from Nova Scotia. You love to see it.
As the Nova Scotia fans are chanting, "You can't do that."
That's right.
I haven't heard that one.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. You can't do that. But maybe it's a popular chant down in Nova Scotia. It's one that I haven't heard here in years.
So that's going to push the ball all the way up to the 1-yard line now.
Nova Scotia looking to likely just punch this one in. They're staying in the gun.
Allison and Stanhope takes it, snap, turns, hands it off to Stanhope. This time he's going to try and bounce it again, and he's going to lose yards on the play.
They went with a longer developing run there instead of the traditional kind of QB keep or maybe inside handoff. This was a bit of a counter look or a power look maybe with pulling guards. I didn't catch the entire scheme on that one.
Nice tackle in the backfield by number 25, Benjamin Shepard out of Kelowna for BC on the defense there.
Yeah, they ran power there to the left with the H-back and the guard both pulling, and BC was all over it.
2nd and 4 now. 2nd and goal here for the Nova Scotia offense after that big play to Skeet. Stanhope releases to the left as Allison's going to throw and attempt it to Skeet in the corner once again, but that one falls incomplete, and now it's 3rd down.
Good play design, but I thought back-to-back kind of low percentage plays versus what a quarterback sneak could have been. Nova Scotia is going to be disappointed as they bring out their field goal unit. Unless they were just setting everything else for a field goal fake.
Fake field goal, yeah. I'd like to see some more fakes. I think we've seen one in this tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Everybody's keeping it for today, Chris. This is Saturday. Right. It's the last day of the tournament. Everybody's going to go deep in their playbooks, use everything they got. So don't be surprised if we get the most oddest fakes today. We're going to have some fun.
Manuel, the kicker for Nova Scotia here. Snap is good. Kick is up. And the short chip shot is good. And that will give Nova Scotia a lead of 3-0 over BC here with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, Nova Scotia capitalizes on a 3rd and short with a deep pass, but all the way to the 1. They don't punch it in for a touchdown, but they do take a 3-0 lead.
We would like to acknowledge today Football Saskatchewan Authority Foundation, being sponsor of the 2024 championships, and for their tremendous support that's maintained.
So Nova Scotia, obviously, like you mentioned, not happy, not getting a touchdown on that play, especially after being on the 1-yard line. But good start for them still, making a nice aggressive play call there on 3rd down and completing it. So it's good to see Nova Scotia is here to win. They're
Absolutely.
not afraid to go for it.
Absolutely, and that's what you got to do. You come out and you take your chances, you take your gambles, you calculate it, and you try to get out of here with a win. BC, of course, they'll want to win today and secure their 7th position. That's where they've been ranked for a few years now, and it's tough in these tournaments to kind of change your rankings unless you win a game early on, and BC not able to get the best out of New Brunswick. I thought they played very well defensively against New Brunswick last game, but New Brunswick got away with the win, so BC today with a win would finish 7th.
Manuel will kick this one away. A short kick this time, lands at the 20-yard line, and that goes past the returner, and he's just going to fall on it, and that's where BC is going to start this time on the 17-yard line.
Well, Nova Scotia getting a bit of momentum here. Got BC pinned in deep, and we'll see this run-focus British Columbia offense come out.
Liv, we've talked all tournament about returners not picking it up with their back turned. However, that situation, obviously, on a kick return is a little bit different than some of the punts that we've been seeing.
Yeah, good point. On the kickoff, it is a live ball, so at some point your internal clock is going to come off, and you go, I have to jump on this ball. While we don't like seeing that in the punt return game because you've got all the time in the world, unless there's onside players, on kickoff, you're right, Chris. There's situations where it makes sense to jump on it.
Roberts this time turns and hands it off to Chapman, the running back, and they get a gain of about 4 on the play.
I'm putting myself in the minds of the offensive coordinator for BC with all these different formations now in personnel groups. Is Chapman in at QB or at running back? Is my defensive back, number 33, Roberts, is he playing QB or is he back on defense getting some rest? It's going to be an interesting battle and challenge for BC to kind of work through with their 2 emergency quarterbacks.
So Roberts staying in at quarterback on this play. Snap goes through his hands. That's going to roll all the way to the 5-yard line, and that's where he will recover it. And BC likely about to give up a safety now.
Yeah, and we talked about this earlier on the first bad snap. It's not even a bad snap necessarily, but it's going to happen a few times for BC, right? They're going to struggle a little bit with handoffs, a little bit with quarterback to center connection. That's normal if you haven't played quarterback in a while. These guys are listed as defensive backs and running backs. They're not pressing that skill every day. It's going to happen once or twice more today, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned it might look easy. A lot of quarterbacks make it look easy, but it's not, right? Those snaps, a lot of these centers do a great job firing it back there. You know, they want to get the ball back quick. And, that time, a little high, but goes through the quarterback's hands. And BC is going to have to choose to either punt this one away or just give up 2 and take the field position.
And I'll tell you what I think is tougher than people think is your ability to keep your eyes downfield as you catch the ball, right? So, of course, your eyes have to go to your hands. You have to look the ball in. But as a young quarterback, you're trying to figure out what's going on defensively too. And it can be challenging. It can go pretty quick back there.
So BC will give up a safety on that punt. That will increase Nova Scotia's lead to 5 as we wind down to the end of this first quarter. Nova Scotia obviously upset they couldn't score a touchdown on the last drive, but got to be happy with how things are going so far.
Oh yeah, 5-0 in this game. They got a chance to fight for 7th. It's their chance to end the tournament on a high note. They've started today's game a little bit slow and then boom, change momentum right away, and now they got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
So Nova Scotia will take over 35-yard line left hash. Allison in at quarterback still as it's a timeout Nova Scotia here. As they're potentially missing an offensive lineman, or no, he's just sending out water.
Nova Scotia and Allison so far 2 of 5 passing for 58 yards. A reminder that if you're looking for stats, if you like numbers, regenerarams.com/stats. As I see my good friend Scott Wollaston in the corner here saying hello. We've got a great group of people here in the community. We talked about football community all day or all week. From volunteers, 18 members of the team that we coach on, Chris, who are here to volunteer today, the Regina Riot. That's pretty special. And then you see everybody else, from the crew who's doing the broadcast to those who are doing the statistics, those who are doing the officials' evaluations, the organizing committee. Lots of people here to make sure that we have a smooth tournament, and things have been going well so far.
Yeah, things have been going very well. It's been a lot of great days of football. The second tournament for us in the last couple of weeks. We also did the U16 Western Challenge, of course, and now the U18 last day here. Lots of people making this tournament run.
And we've done, Chris, the U16 Challenge the year before. You and I have commentated in this stadium the U18, also Women's National Championship. It's been fun. It's this tournament number 4 for you and I with Football Canada and these national programs.
That's right. A lot of fun.
Provincial programs, sorry.
As Allison's going to take a deep shot this time to left. That one's going to be caught by the receiver. We'll see if they call him inbounds. I believe they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Nova Scotia are going to the shots. They didn't connect on that one, but if they did, they'd have 88 yards passing on essentially 2 plays. So second and 10 coming up. But I like taking the shots. Why not? It's the last day of the tournament. Go big.
The replay is currently not on here at Mosaic Stadium for myself on the Maxtron, so I can't see the replays, but Olivia, you can, so I'll rely on you for some of the feedback after the plays, as it looked like he was close to being in bounds there.
And you can at home as well. If you scroll back on your YouTube and just join us live afterwards, you get a chance to scroll back and see a play twice if you wish.
Currently an injured Nova Scotia player here downfield.
Chris, the receiver came down on the replay here that I'm looking with 2 feet inbounds, but what he did not come down with is the football.
That is an important part of completing the catch.
Lori Tursky, the head official today, she's been doing a great job. She's out of Manitoba. There is one official essentially with every province that is here today, and of course a number of officials from Saskatchewan as well and regionally. But it's nice to see officials from different provinces and wearing the white hat. Lori Tursky from Manitoba doing a great job.
She is doing a great job. These refs, a long tournament for them as well. Lots of games in a short amount of days. As it is 2nd and 10 now, Allison throws to the left. That's going to be caught there right close to the yards to gain. It's going to be 3rd and short now.
Mark McLean doing a great job. This receiver from Beaver Bank, Nova Scotia. You know what he does really well there is that he realizes the ball's a little bit behind him, a little bit underthrown. He turns his entire body, gets both hands across to make the catch. His eyes follow the ball. That's a great technique from the receiver, and they get a word with the first down there.
Yeah, they end up marking it across the first down line there. So Nova Scotia will move up to the 45-yard line, still on the left hash. Just a reminder, here at Mosaic Stadium, you'll see the hashes in the middle. That's for the CFL game. The amateur hashes are outside, not as bright here on the turf here as they turn, hand it off, some room on the left side that time, and that's going to be another first down. Nova Scotia, the Nova Scotia O-line doing a good job there.
Absolutely, they are. And the last play, we were able to avoid one of my biggest pet peeves in football, where Nova Scotia took the ball over on the 35-yard line after the safety was given. There's no need to measure when it's 9 3/4 yards or 10 yards, because the officials, they know that white stripe at 45 is a guaranteed first down, and that could have been a measurement normally, but good job by the officials knowing that the moment it touches that white line, it's a first down.
Absolutely. They will turn and hand it off to Leo Mont in the backfield, but he's brought down for a loss on the play. The BC defense doing a good job stretching that one out.
Great pursuit. Gaspar on the pursuit as well from Kelowna. Did not make the tackle, but stopped the running back in his tracks. BC will benefit from a 2nd and extra long here, pushing Nova Scotia back on their own end of the 55-yard line.
Yeah, eventually brought down by number 13, Wyatt Potras on the play.
End of the first quarter. That went pretty fast.
That did go very fast. We've seen a few of the games in this tournament that seem to fly by, and then some not so much, as we know. But a good first quarter here on the first game of the final day at the 2024 Football Canada Cup.
So far, BC hasn't completed a pass yet, but actually hasn't looked bad passing the ball. And again, if you're just tuning in, British Columbia quarterbacks number 1 and 2, or if you will, the number 1 and number 2 on the depth chart, both out with injuries today, not dressed, not playing. So it's running back Chapman and defensive back Roberts who are handling the quarterback duties. Their offense has done just fine, though. After 6 plays, they have 39 yards of offense, so they're rushing for 6.5 yards per carry, so they're doing a great job. And It's going to be a bit of a chess match for Nova Scotia, kind of deciding if they want to add players to the box because quarterback run game means one extra blocker. So from an X's and O's point of view, Nova Scotia has a decision to make, defensively. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Liv, we've mentioned a few times that you had the opportunity to play with Nova Scotia head coach John Dyer. Have you had a chance to see how he's feeling about his team in this tournament so far?
Yeah, we had a good long discussion before his first game last week and then chatted briefly on Wednesday. I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but I'm going to make the assumption that John Dyer, the head coach, Johnny Sticks as he's known back home, I don't think he's going to hold anything back. I think he's going to let it loose, let his players have fun. He's going to call everything in his playbook and try to go and leave this tournament on a high with a win against BC.
Yeah, it'd be obviously a very good win for Nova Scotia if they can pull it off. As we come down to the break here in between quarters. So 2nd and 13 now for this Jesse Allison-led offense. Ball just before midfield. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw, he's trying to find his receiver, and the seam's going to roll out this time. He finds a receiver eventually, but overthrown, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
As our spotter, Kara, notices once again during the quarter break that the scoreboard at Mosaic Stadium includes not between the first and second quarter, it switched to Chicken Day. And we talked about it on the broadcast last Saturday, Chicken Day being one of the traditions here in Mosaic Stadium, it sounds like, where the offense and defense battle out and kind of have a competition drill. The winner earns themselves chicken for lunch and makes us chuckle that it's on the board.
Maybe these teams are playing for winner gets some chicken here in Regina too. You never know.
You never know.
As Thatcher Manuel will be the one to punt that one away. Caught in the air by number 11 for Team BC. That is Cole Shanks, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty for no yards.
Cole Shanks out of Abbotsford. It might look easy at home, but to sprint forward 10, 15 yards to catch a punt in traffic is a fantastic play, regardless of how long the return is, because he earns his team the no yards penalty on top of making sure that ball is in bounds and take any favorable bounce for Nova Scotia. That's a great return. They're going to end up getting essentially the same yardage if they got a turnover in the last play.
So very similar field position to where Nova Scotia was when they took that deep shot. It is going to be Jack Roberts in at quarterback here with Chapman behind him in the backfield. It's tough. They both wear white helmets, but thankfully we have our spotter up here doing a good job calling out the backfields. They'll hand it off to Chapman that time, breaks the tackle in the backfield, cuts back in, and gets a good gain on first down.
I'm surprised to see BC opt to hand the ball off to Chapman instead of just having Chapman take the ball as a quarterback, because, again, I think that you gain a blocker when you go with those quarterback runs, and Nova Scotia hasn't added players to the box, so I'm kind of want to see Chapman run that Wildcat offense a bit more.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to get away by hiding anything at this point here with the injury situation in the quarterbacks. So we'll see here what they choose to do. As it is Roberts on 2nd and 5 now. He'll turn. He will hand it off to Chapman that time. Cuts outside, spins, and gets a first down.
Good first down from BC. I think you'll see them really try to use the run game as much as they can. So far, so good on this drive.
As we look out here at Mosaic Stadium to the fans, lots of orange down there. We see some blue. That's a long trip for both provinces to come here to Regina.
Yeah, and I know too well the flights from Atlantic Canada all the way here, not easy, especially this time of year.
BC will throw on first down. That pass is complete to the tall receiver, number 10. We've seen him have a good game last time. That's Logan Rubel.
Now, Chris, you've done the drive from Regina all the way to Atlantic Canada.
Yeah,
correct?
I did Ottawa to Regina in about 2 days.
Okay.
And that's
a halfway
we'll
point.
never do that again, that's for sure. Our good friend Bethany O'Toole probably not listening right now, but helping an athlete get here to play football. And it was a beautiful drive, but that is not an easy trip through the forest in Ontario. That province never seems to end. As Logan Rubel was injured on the play, the trainers got there very quickly as he's able to walk off already, so he should be okay. That is the 6'5" receiver out of Westside Secondary School in Kamloops.
BC's roster filled with a lot of, well, I'm looking, Kelowna being the most represented part of BC on this roster. Still some good variety.
So gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7, ball on the 48-yard line. Roberts in at quarterback still for BC. He completed that pass on first down there. He is going to look to throw this time once again. And he's going to take a deep shot, and it's going to be intercepted on the play by number 24. That is Peyton Flint with a nice tip and catch. However, there's a flag down on the play.
We'll see who this is on. Great play by the defensive back, come down the interception. It is, however, the same way. You know, if this was an incomplete, BC would be looking at punting in that scenario and would likely be happy with a punt that lands on the 10-yard line. So great play by Nova Scotia, but doesn't exactly give them that much in terms of positive result. But all of this can be erased because we do have a penalty on the play against Nova Scotia.
Offside, I believe, against Nova Scotia. So that's going to move the ball up 5 yards and allow BC to retain possession here. 2nd and 2 now. Take the snap. They'll turn. They'll hand it off this time to number 23 on the right side. He's going to keep his feet moving, and that's going to be a first down run for Braden Lutz.
Well, BC able to run the ball pretty well now. Their rushing average, you know, continues to be above 6.3.
Isaiah States with the tackle there for Nova Scotia, but not before BC earns a first down. Jack Roberts takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to look to throw. He's going to try and hit the deep shot on the left side, and that's going to be knocked down on the play by number 23 for Nova Scotia. Sorry, number 24. That's Peyton Flint trying to get that interception back, but makes a knockdown on the play.
Yeah, and I liked kind of the route combo, and I thought it was, you know, Roberts obviously very athletic, able to roll out. I thought all that was nice, but it's Nova Scotia's defense that looked good there. Really stayed on top of it and identifying the rollout early, getting in position to make a play on the ball. Well done. 2nd and long.
Yeah, we've seen Roberts use that rollout a couple of times, trying to help him out, obviously make that throw a little bit shorter.
And they're going to do that. He's athletic, plays defensive back, so if he can use his legs as well, I think they're going to be quite okay with that as a game plan.
As he will look to throw this time, he's just going to throw it quickly to Matthew Chapman on the left side. He's brought down right away by the Nova Scotia defender. Nice tackle by Josiah Brown.
I love Josiah Brown there with the celebration, almost a little like, I'm kind of going to flex on you, but not make too big of a deal of it because that's what I do every day. I like it. 3rd and long.
As BC will send the punt unit on. It looks like they are going to attempt a 48-yard field goal here.
Okay.
The only reason I heard that, I was looking at my paper, is I heard the fans down there saying, watch the fake field goal. And so they are going to attempt a long one here.
And I said okay like that because I was looking for the flags. There's zero wind helping them. So this is real trust and confidence in their kicker. Now, we know he has the leg. It's just, this is a long field goal.
It's number 4, Hudson Jones, set to kick this one. Trouble on the snap. He's not going to get a chance. However, there is a lot of room on the left side. He's going to try and make the Nova Scotia defender miss, and he can't. And that is a huge tackle. However, there's a flag down.
And to be clear, this was not a fake. It was a botched, well, at least from all we know, it was a botched field goal attempt.
It's too bad. We'll see what the flag does, but great tackle by number 7, Nantis Bard, because that saved a potential first down.
Offense is coming on the field for BC, so perhaps in defensive offsides. Yeah,
the flag was in the middle, almost like it was it's an unnecessary roughness against Nova Scotia.
That one's costly.
Yeah, that's going to move the ball up and give BC a first down. Nova Scotia not able to take those kind of penalties.
Yeah, that one hurts for Nova Scotia for sure.
Again, I don't have a replay, so I can't see what happened maybe there, but it was thrown by the back judge there, so maybe something right at the line of scrimmage. So that moves the ball all the way up to the 24-yard line. Roberts and Chapman in the backfield. Turn, hand it off to Chapman on the left side. Makes a cut there. Breaks off one tackle, and he's met right away. That's a nice tackle on the play by number 7, Nantis Bard. But short gain of about 3.
BC enjoying a good drive here. You know, they're down 5-0. There's less than 8 left in the second quarter. They're going to want to try and get on the board. They're putting themselves in a position to do so. BC showing us some good things this tournament. You see the athleticism. They've done things well at times. They've struggled at other times. You know, I think they kind of wish they had played a little bit better against New Brunswick to be in that 5-6 games, but a good showing today, even though they don't have their top 2 QBs.
So second down here. Roberts fakes, throws left, complete. He's going to have to make some people miss. That is number 23, Braden Lutz. It's going to be 3rd and short now.
Is this field goal time because you feel good and you're confident with your field goal kicker, or are you thinking gamble time to try to take the lead here?
Yeah, I saw BC sub on 3 players. I believe they will go for it here on 3rd and 1.
Nothing wrong with the decision.
Still 33, but there's 55 in the backfield.
So Roberts under the center this time. It looks like he'll just QB sneak that one, and the BC O-line making a great push, and that's going to move the chains as we see Matthew Chapman signaling first down for about 20 seconds here, and there's another one at the end there.
It's a good drive for BC to start on their own 40-ish yard line.
Yeah, they obviously penalty-aided drive here. Nova Scotia had forced a turnover after that botched field goal attempt earlier, but the unnecessary roughness allows BC to keep this drive going. They've now got 1st and 10, ball on the 10-yard line. They can still get a first down. Roberts under center, turns, hands it off to Chapman, makes a cut there. Not much on the left side. Good job by that Nova Scotia defense led by number 7, Nantis Bard, once again.
British Columbia so far, sorry Chris, looking really good on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to have to rely on that, of course, missing their 2 quarterbacks on the roster. As we see Jack Roberts, the defensive back, currently in at quarterback, under center. He turns, he fakes, he's going to throw. And that's going to be an incomplete pass on the right side. He had a receiver open, number 28, intended for Ridley Maston. So now 3rd down, and we see the field goal team come back on for BC.
Yeah, and Maston was in a good position there with a reception. He kind of had a lead blocker in place, and we might have seen it would have been a good fight, but an opportunity to score there on that one. But, hey, they'll settle for 3. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Hudson Jones coming back out to attempt a much shorter field goal this time. They had troubles on the snap, so something to keep an eye on here on that 48-yarder attempt. The parents are yelling, watch the fake once again. Snap that time is good. Hold down, and that kick is good. So that will make this game a 5-3 score. Nova Scotia leading BC here with 4 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the first half.
Both teams doing some good things here. I think, again, the story will continue to be.
Apologies. Just See here, that kick was not good. My apologies. So it's actually only a 1-point single as it goes out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, from where we're standing, Chris, I didn't realize this was missed at all.
Yeah, it looked like a good kick there by Jones, but that's going to allow Nova Scotia to retain a 4-point lead here.
As I'm taking a look at the replay here. Tough to tell, but the officials are standing right underneath the upright, so it's easy for them.
So Allison in at quarterback, quick throw to the left side, complete to number 81 that time, brought down right away. That is Mark McLean with the reception.
One of my favorite play calls in football. All hooks or all hitches, whatever you want to call it. Against cover 3, you just, wait and see which defender drops deep, and you quickly chuck the ball to your receiver and let him gain as many yards as possible, second and short.
So second and short now for Nova Scotia after that first down gain of 7. Allison in the gun, takes the snap, looks to pass. He's looking over the middle, trying to find a receiver in the crossing route. Throws an interception this time to number 7 on the BC defense. That's Samson Satcher with the pick.
Big play by the Windsor secondary linebacker. They had a bit of a, I think, cover 11 type of look where you had man coverage, which the mesh concept is very good against. The crossing routes are good, but there's one linebacker sitting in the middle reading the whole thing, and he just goes, "Thank you."
Yeah, that one thrown right at him. Does a good job to come down with it. Gets a few yards on the return, and that's going to set this BC offense up now on the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. Roberts still in a quarterback here for BC. Take the snap, turns, hands it up to Chapman, has some room up the left side that time, and that's going to be close to a first down. However, another flag.
BC in a position now after the interception to once again give themselves a chance to take the lead. They'll want more than one on the board as we await here to learn about this penalty. Offside on Nova Scotia is the indication. This will likely get declined. Oh, penalty accepted, pardon me. Instead of 2nd and 1, we're going to look at 1st and 5. Chris, your thoughts on that? Do you rather have 2nd and 1, or would you rather have 1st and 5?
I would have declined the penalty.
Yeah, same here. I think especially with a running offense, I'm very happy with 2nd and 1.
Yeah. But BC chooses to accept that one, so now 1st and 5. Ball moved up to the 31-yard line. Roberts turns, hands it off to Chapman, and gets a gain of 2, maybe. So now it's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 3. They lost yards on that. Yeah, again,
there's never a right or wrong. It's much easier to evaluate after the following play happens. Then you go in retrospect and you say, yeah, 2nd and 1 would have been nicer. But it's going to be 2nd and what seems to be, I want to say a firm 2 yards here.
So now 2nd and 2 here for this BC offense. As we see lots of motion, some confusion, 5 seconds on the play clock. Roberts takes a snap, looks to throw, finds Logan Rubel on the left side, and that's going to be a 1st down.
Good, nice little simple pitch and catch. Finds a 6'5" receiver at a west side secondary and can loops. 1st down, BC. BC has to do that. They have to pass the ball once in a while in these running situations to keep Nova Scotia honest. Of course, they'll prefer to throw, but they've completed 4 passes so far today. 4 out of 8. Nothing wrong with that, with your quarterback, your 2 emergency quarterbacks being in the backfield.
And you know what? I was going to say, the BC offense doing a good job here with the time clock. We've seen a lot of time count penalties, but with the different quarterbacks here for BC, they're doing a good job snapping the ball with 4 or 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, you have to expect that will be a challenge. They might get caught one study at some point. I don't think these quarterbacks, especially Jack Roberts, who's a defensive back, it's not like he has been learning his offense for months. He's been learning his offense for 2 days. So is he going to make some mistakes? Yes, that's expected. So there might be some times he gets caught in wrong formation or made a mistake in the huddle, or maybe there's some confusion. That's normal. But so far, he's done a great job.
So timeout on the field here, called by Nova Scotia.
Roberts, 2 of 6 passing the ball so far, and also ran for 7 yards. Chapman, 2 of 2 passing the ball, both successful on shorter pass attempts, but has shown the ability to throw deep balls as well, just hasn't connected yet.
So 1st and 10. Roberts and Chapman in the backfield. Ball in the left hash. 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Roberts takes it. He's going to look to pass. Little fake on the left side. Taking the deep shot instead. And he fits that one in to number 2, Brady Doucette.
Well, there you go, right on cue. It's a fake little screen, right? They've done a lot of little short passes, and the receiver goes, I'm going to act like I'm blocking, and I'll find a soft spot in the zone. That was a short window. A good throw, a good catch, good yards after catch. BC's got to be happy with that one.
Brady Doucette, I paused for a second as he's listed as a defensive back. So DB to DB there, you know they got to love that on the BC offense.
You know, these tournaments, it's common, whether it's IFAV on the international stage or these provincial championships, you can only bring 40 players. So at some point in the tournament, you're going to have some guys learning new positions because someone's tired or someone's hurt, or just strategy change because you've realized maybe there's something to exploit. So good job on BC making the best out of their athletes, and nice touchdown from DB to DB.
Hudson Jones in to kick this extra point. That kick is up, and that kick is good. So that will give BC an 8-3 lead here with 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. And you got to feel that Jack Roberts got to feel good about his game so far, taking a lead here.
Yeah, he's, that completion is his first touchdown pass of the tournament. It is BC's 3rd touchdown this tournament in 3 games. As we have our beautiful Maxtron back up. That's the name of the Jumbotron here in Mosaic Stadium, the Sastel Maxtron. It's a massive...
I've heard it's bigger than an NBA basketball court.
That's what I've been trying to say every game. Thank you for
okay.
saying it. I lose track of which broadcast we've said it on. So maybe BC fans
the ones here
heard this twice,
yeah.
or Nova Scotia fans
I haven't
have heard
said
it
it
twice.
since last Sunday.
Well, there you go. It's
Oh, we did say it once at Live. Was our
we did say it
spotter.
once,
Kara
there you go.
reminds us. That's why she's here.
once again, if you're laughing at us from home, that's totally okay. We're here to have fun, and it's been fun.
Jones booms this kickoff. That one lands all the way back in the end zone for Nova Scotia, and they're going to bring it out and gets stuffed right away at the 13-yard line.
And that's Leo Mont on the return. He's a running back from Charles P. Allen. Intelligent decision because it's an awkward one to catch. You're facing the wrong way, heading to your end zone. Are the officials going to say you've caught that at the end zone? It's really awkward. You're not sure. So the last thing you want to do is take a knee and give a safety. If you do give a knee and you caught in the end zone, that'd be fine. You're giving up a point to get some field position. But he makes a quick decision. That's what I like. Catches the ball, and as fast as he can, he gets as many yards as he can. And I thought it was a good return given the circumstances.
Yeah, good job by Mont there as he heads to the sideline to talk to his coaches. Wyatt Patras in on the tackle on that kickoff team for BC. As Nova Scotia will start on the 12-yard line now. Jesse Allison in at quarterback. Stanhope, the running back, he'll hand it off up the middle that time. Good job by the lead blockers. Gets a gain of about 5 on the play. We see a pulling lineman and the H-back there coming across. Number 44, Maddox Elson in on the tackle there for the BC defense. 2nd and 5 now. Under the 3-minute warning here in the first half. Coming down to 2 minutes left. House is going to take it, turn, hand it off to Stanhope again up the middle this time. Finds a little bit of a hole there, and that's going to be a Nova Scotia first down. There's an injured BC player here that's going to stop the clock right on 2 minutes. Number 33, the injured player. That's Jack Roberts. So, Olivier, that is something that we have to keep an eye on.
If you would have told me that BC's fourth-string quarterback was going to get hurt and that would impact the game, I would say it's a tough tournament for BC. Now, he seems to be walking on his own power there, just a bit of a limp. Again,
Yeah.
you and I, we don't speculate much on the injuries, but we do give the thumbs up when it doesn't seem too serious. And in this case, a little limp, but he's on his own power here, walking to the bench.
Yeah, we'll hope that Roberts is okay. We'll see if he's back out on the next drive here for BC. Under 2 minutes left, so maybe keep him out till the half and see how he is after that. It is a first down, though, for Nova Scotia. Ball on the 23-yard line as it's whistled in. Allison will take it. Tony's going to take a deep shot to number 14 on the left side, and he comes down with the catch. That is Omayo Thomas.
And that's great football because Thomas goes up to get it. He's got Daniel Smith draped all over him. It's good coverage by the British Columbia defensive back. It's just an even better play by the receiver. Good job of the quarterback as well, putting that ball high and away. That's where we want to put it, as we have a Nova Scotia player here taking a knee. Thomas making the big reception and just seems to be needing to catch his breath.
Yeah,
That's a big play with 1:45 to go in this.
that is a
second
big play.
quarter.
They've still got one timeout here. Time not an issue as of yet. And Nova Scotia's going to try and get some points on the board here. As the training staff takes a look at Thomas, like you said, maybe winded. He made a great play there on the deep shot.
Yeah, taking a look at the replay, Thomas just went up to go and catch it. And I'm repeating myself, but great coverage by BC. That's just a good football play all around. Again, the level of competition here has been outstanding. Lots of athletes here we'll see at the next level, continuing their football journey.
So 1st and 10 now. Allison looks, he's going to try and find a receiver there in the seam, and he's just going to throw this one away, and it does get past the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Intelligent throwaway, and like you said, Chris, past the line of scrimmage. Why is that important? It's important because Canadian football rules, you don't need a receiver in the vicinity in order to avoid the intentional grounding penalty. All you need to do is make sure the ball crosses the line of scrimmage. It's a great job at the quarterback, heads-up play.
Allison wanted to find his left slot back receiver on that seam route, but number 11 for BC at safety there, number Colt Shanks, did a good job coming over top of that. Allison made the right decision not to throw it as he throws that one away. It's now 2nd and 10, time stop, takes the snap, looks left again, nothing there. He's going to run it himself and met right away by a pair of BC defenders and only gets a gain of about 3 on the play.
Good job of the young quarterbacks trying to make something happen. Realizes he's got 2 linebackers in his face, so he safely tucks the ball away.
Patras and Herrera there on the tackle. Number 52, O-lineman on the roster playing some linebacker. So, Olivier, we may as well just throw out the positions at this point.
But it shows how athletic these young men are,
Absolutely.
right? To be able to play different positions. And aggressive look here by BC on the punt return unit. They've got extra players in the boundary.
Manuel, the kicker for Nova Scotia.
A little bit of an unbalanced look.
Snap goes left, and they do end up blocking it there. You mentioned they were looking pretty aggressive. It's scooped up, and he's got a lot of room on the right side. He should have just kept running. He does break that tackle. Stiff arms a couple of defenders. That's number 25 for BC. Benjamin Shepard on the return as there's a late flag.
Well, that's a big-time play, so BC dials up an interesting punt return blocking scheme. They send 6 players and a little bit of a twist in the formation. A line kind of non-typical. Pays dividends for them. Big play with less than a minute to go in this first half. We'll wait and see what the penalty flags brings to the equation, but I think regardless of the penalty, it's going to be first down BC.
Yeah, we'll be on the return, I believe. So that's going to back BC up, but we'll see. Still 58 seconds left, Joe. And BC does have 2 timeouts. So.
Yeah, they're in field goal range for sure. The penalty seems to be against Nova Scotia. So BC will benefit from great field position, have a chance to maybe go up 2 scores before the half.
Number 13 with the block there. That's Wyatt Patras. We've said his name a few times.
Blocking from the rear is what we heard.
Yeah,
from
blocking
the
from the rear and a no yards penalty.
See, the no yards surprises me because the ball never crossed the line of scrimmage.
I think it might have off the block.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was close. But so that's going to move the ball up here for BC, and they're going to be in great position to score here as the ball is going to be moved up all the way to the 1 yard line.
And now, by rule, a block punt that crosses the line of scrimmage is treated as a regular punt. It's just treated as a deflection, if you will, or just a not a good punt. So it crosses the line of scrimmage. So again, Nova Scotia player needs to respect the no yards, but very difficult to do in that situation. It's first and goal from the 1, Chris.
Yeah, as Jack Roberts is back in the game here.
Good to see that he's okay.
Roberts under center for this one.
Quarterback sneak situation.
He's met right away at the line of scrimmage, but that BC offensive line doing a great job, and that is a touchdown for Jack Roberts.
Team BC going up 2 score. Opportunistic on that big special teams play. They got to feel good about that heading into the half.
Yeah, good job by Roberts. He got injured on the defensive series as a defensive back, but shakes it off, comes in, 1 play, 1 yard touchdown.
He's now on the board with a passing touchdown and a running touchdown. He also has a pass breakup today, Chris.
He can do it all.
And the statistic shows he also has 1 total tackle. So early candidate for game MVP. The challenge is the game MVPs there's 2 of them. 1 for offense, 1 for defense. There's no general game MVP. So poor Roberts, he's going to be split. You know, his stats are split in 2 ways. He's going to run out of energy at some point.
Yeah, that's right. Now, there is a chance he could earn the offense and defensive player of the game, which would be
now, would
very
that be a
impressive.
first? Would that be a first in Canada Cup history?
I don't know. We're going to have to look to our right, to our Football Canada employees, and see if there's any way they can find that out. But
I'm going to speculate, Chris. Go with the assumption and say yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes. If it happens, we're going to celebrate it as if it was at first. I think he deserves it.
Until we're told otherwise, we can go with that. The chat, we don't have the chat, so it's not like anyone can tell us we're wrong right now.
No, we can't trust everybody in the chat either.
No, we cannot.
No, we've learned that.
There's a reason it's not open.
There's a reason why it's no longer on, but we hope that you still had fun following with us, even though our chat is not on today. And I want to celebrate Jack Roberts if he gets either nods, because, again, and I know we've said this a few times, but he, from all we know, he didn't know a thing about this offense until Thursday.
Jack Roberts, the 5'11" defensive back, quarterback out of Lord Tweedsmuir Secondary School in Surrey.
And we've made the assumption that he does play QB in high school. Just the way he was warming up the other day, you saw the footwork and the arm strength. Clearly played the position before.
So Hudson Jones in to kick this extra point. It is up and good. That will increase the lead to 10 for BC over Nova Scotia here, 15-5, with 54 seconds left here in the first half.
Nice morning here at Mosaic Stadium. It is 11 o'clock. Local time in Saskatchewan.
Not 40 degrees, which is nice yet.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets football weather.
Our spotter telling us 23 degrees. She's on the ball
23 degrees. Our spotter's been absolutely outstanding. If you hear us make a mistake, that's us. If you see us being accurate, that's our spotter, Kara. She's been here all week. Didn't get much recognition, but may as well start doing so now on his final day.
It's only because anytime we want to give recognition, she shakes our head at us, but that's okay.
That's right. She's humble.
That's right. Humble, yeah.
She's just working in from the back. In the background.
Jones kicks this one off. Going to be caught by number 28, Leo Mont. That time he catches it at the 15-yard line. He has some room on the left side. He's going to break a tackle up the middle and gets the ball all the way up to the 39-yard line. Nova Scotia with 1 timeout left and 48 seconds left.
Now we talk spotters real quickly, and if you don't know, if you haven't done broadcasting for live sports before, it's very, very common. So the play-by-play, my friend Chris, you're quickly rattling off, who caught the ball, who's lined up in the backfield, and there's substitutions, all that. You can't see all of that at once, so you need somebody with you, to do that. So it's very, very common in this world. So Kara has the binoculars, and I know when I started my broadcast journey in 2012, the CFL game, the Calgary Stampeders, you also have people who feed you statistics, right? They write on a piece of paper that was a 58-yard drive, and it takes an entire team to do this properly.
Absolutely. We can't do this just ourselves. As Allison throws that to the left, complete to number 85. That's Noah Skeet. Absolutely. This is not an easy job, and spotting is hard, just as hard. We've talked about it the other day. We're 6 stories up here and about 200 yards away from the field. And both our eyesights aren't the best at times.
No, and we don't know these players and teams by heart, right? So it's not like we're used to seeing the jumbo formation and knowing who the fullback is.
As Allison's going to take a deep shot on the left side, but falls incomplete.
Anderson Bicknell, defensive back for Vernon Secondary, all over that one. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when we've done games and it's the same team. We know the players. We're familiar with them. There's a few, obviously, on Team Saskatchewan that we know just from having coached against them. But a lot of these teams, we're starting to get it. Teams are starting to go to the same players on offense and that kind of stuff. But we're still going to make mistakes once in a while.
Nova Scotia got blocked on the last punt attempt. Let's see if they try to get rid of this one quickly.
Manuel gets the snap, kicks that one away. He gets hit on the play, and there's the flag thrown as Shanks catches that in the air, and he's going to be brought down right away. We'll see if this is a roughing or a running into.
Either way, it'll be first down for Nova Scotia because they only need 2 yards on the penalty. So even if it's of the 5-yard variety, it'll be first down Nova Scotia with 19 seconds to go. A little aggressive there from BC and paid off last time, but this time it's going to cost them.
Yeah, they were going for the block again. They were very aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a roughing.
It is indeed roughing. It's a 15-yard penalty. Nova Scotia gets the ball on BC's 49-yard line. Now, 19 seconds. It won't be easy to get points up on the board. They need a big play here. This is where, as an offensive coordinator, you almost want to go for it all, right? Either go for a trick play here or a deep shot because you're not going to be able to get in scoring range 4 yards at a time.
So 1st and 10, 19 seconds on the clock. Ball on the 49. 1 timeout left for Nova Scotia. As the fans are getting into it here at Mosaic Stadium. Allison, quick throw over the left side. Short gain on the play. And they're going to have to hurry up to the line here or call their timeout.
They went against what I said here and just went for the 5-yard completion, but yes, timeout used intelligently. 15 seconds to go now. They'll need 2 or 3 more of these to be in field goal range. But with 15 seconds to go, you easily can get 2 plays off, especially with the timeouts you have. So maybe I spoke too quickly on needing big shots.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. They have no timeouts remaining now, Nova Scotia does. So maybe try and get some yards here. They could get a couple plays away maybe before the field goal team comes on. We know Thatcher Manuel does have a good leg. They're going to need to get probably another 10 yards or so to make it a reasonable kick.
So if you want to go with the 5 yards at a time approach, you need to either get out of bounds or you need to have a good no-huddle system kind of already built in or call 2 plays in a row here. Because you got to be quick into snapping the ball on the second play. This one right here, they can take their time, but if they have an inbounds completion here, they're going to want to get lined up quickly and try to get it snapped reasonably soon after the officials blows it in and starts the play clock.
So Allison and Mont in the backfield for Nova Scotia. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw, throws over the middle. That's complete to number 81. He's going to be brought down after a first down. 8 seconds left here as we expect the field goal team to maybe come on here as they do get sent onto the field. And a good job by the Nova Scotia offense there.
They got enough yards that they can send the field goal team on. So it'll be a 37-yard field goal attempt.
Mark McLean on the reception there from the Central Kings High School in Waterville, Nova Scotia.
We'll likely have zeros on the clock here after this kick. So this could bring this to a 7-point game at the half.
So the kick is up, and that's going to be wide to the left. It's going to be caught by number 33 for BC. Jack Roberts, quarterback, defensive back, and returner, although he only gets that one to the 10-yard line, and that does bring us to the end of the first half. Team BC with a 10-point lead, 15-5 over Nova Scotia, as there's some late flag here thrown on the play. The whistle, it's not over yet.
As I took my headset off, getting ready to get some fisherman friends in and some water. But we might have
3
one
packs
more.
of Fisherman's Friends here today.
Now, BC's walking off the field. Officials have not yet told us. Objectionable conduct on British Columbia. So that will be applied in the second half, Chris.
Yeah, so we'll see that applied after the half, and now we will take a break for halftime. Check, check. Because last time, someone's like, by the way, we can start taking over. It's impossible here either. Yeah, you can. It's totally fine. Yeah. Who else, guys? I know they turned it off last time.
Nova Scotia will receive to start the second half.
All right, welcome back to the second half of our first game here at Mosaic Stadium, day 3 of the 2024 Football Canada Cup. BC leading Nova Scotia of a score 15-5. BC set to kick this one away. Hudson Jones, the kicker for BC. Leo Mont and Sam Cowan back there to return for Nova Scotia. It is Leo Mont with the return. He's going to try and hit the field side there. Cut off right away. And a good job by that BC cover team, although Nova Scotia does get that all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Chris, as we start this third quarter, 15-5 BC. Interesting battle between the quarterback stories and all that. Is the game going as you expected so far, or are you surprised with the score?
You know, I wasn't aware of both quarterback injuries before we got to Mosaic today, so it's tough to say. I think BC's got to be happy with the score considering the position changes that they've made. You know, Nova Scotia has had a few opportunities to make some plays. They got down to the one, had to kick a field goal on that drive. So, you know, could be a very good second half as Nova Scotia does start with the ball here, and he's brought down right away by the BC defender. That is a nice play by number 67, Evan Hamilton.
Yeah, and just from a size point of view, you know, BC has a big advantage roster-wise, you know, on paper. I think they are the favorites in this game, but the quarterback challenge makes things very, very interesting. And Nova Scotia took the early lead. BC got a bit of momentum. You know, a good drive here for Nova Scotia could mean a lot.
So, 2nd and 10 now. Allison, the quarterback for Nova Scotia. Woodlawn High School takes a snap, looks right, throws to his wideout, number 14. That is Omayo Thomas. And it's going to be 3rd and about 4 now as they send on the punt team.
Didn't get the most generous spot here, but I think regardless, we'd be looking at a punt situation. There was a nice timing on the pitch and catch, just not enough for a first down.
Just an update, BC's regular kicker punter is not dressed here for the second half, so we expect Hudson Jones to do the kicking for the remainder of the game for BC.
Yeah, we're wondering why Andrew Lawson wasn't kicking earlier. He was sitting on the bench. He seems to be okay, but clearly has sustained some sort of injury.
A high snap there to Thatcher Manuel as he has pressure in his face, and that's going to be a gain or a net of a yard at best.
Again, it kind of plays out the same way as a blocked would have here. So BC kind of taking advantage of some special teams miscues. They made the best out of their punt return unit today.
So BC will start left hash. Jack Roberts and Matthew Chapman in the backfield for BC. Ball on the 49-yard line. Roberts takes the snap, jet sweep, hands it off to number 22 on the right side there. That is Farah Hassan. Gets a decent gain on first down. Brought down on the play by number 7, Nantis Bard. We've said his name a lot for this Nova Scotia defense.
Mantis Bard playing a great tournament.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 now coming up for this BC offense.
That's the linebacker at St. Andrews College in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Roberts takes the snap, hands it off to Matthew Chapman on the right side, makes a cut there. Met right away, though, by the Nova Scotia D-line. Short gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, the Chapman show continues. He now has 8 carries, over 50 yards for the day.
In on the tackle, number 43, Isaiah States.
I think Roberts here in the statistics got credited with a 109-yard touchdown. It was meant to be a 1-yard quarterback sneak then the half. So if you're watching, looking at the stats going 28 yards of carry, Roberts, it's a heck of a day.
Hey, you can't become the first to win O and D player of the game without stats like that.
There you go.
3rd and 3, BC lining up to go for it here. Roberts under the center. He'll take the snap, turn, hand it off to Chapman. Finds a little room on the right side, keeps his feet moving, and he's still going. And he's going to drag defenders all the way to the 30-yard line.
Chapman fighting his friend Roberts for who's going to get that offensive MVP award
steal
today.
It from him, maybe. Both playing very well.
Or maybe both being very happy with each other's performance.
I think so.
It is a 1-2 punch for BC
more
right now.
Worried about winning this game.
Yes, absolutely. In British Columbia, I know lots of very good, talented receivers. We saw some speed. We see some toughness and size as well. They just probably won't be as utilized today, given their offensive situation.
2 seconds left on the play clock here as BC does manage to get it off.
19.
Roberts turns, hands it off to number 19 there. Nice run by Jackson Cleaver.
Cleaver, a great change of pace back. It's his 3rd carry today. He's over 20 yards already. BC running now, with a rushing average above the 6-yard mark. Something you want to see when you're run heavy and wildcat heavy type look, or quarterback run heavy, I should say, not necessarily wildcat.
So 1st and 10, ball moved up to the 18-yard line, right hash. Roberts offside on Nova Scotia. We'll see if they were drawn.
I see Boschman, Howe, Reese, Doobie, Amy.
So procedure, the call. Nova Scotia was drawn offside there, so that will bounce BC back 5. 1st and 15 now.
Still the same, different running back.
Roberts and Cleaver in the backfield. Cleaver steps up to the right to pass pro. Roberts looking to throw. He's going to scramble to his right. Almost sacked on the play. Escapes the defender there. Ends up getting a gain of about 4 or 5 on the play.
Pressure by Smith.
Bard with the pressure on the play there for Nova Scotia, but Roberts able to avoid that tackle.
We keep saying Bard's name. He's got 6 tackles today. He's leading all players on the field so far defensively in terms of tackles. Cuvelier Brooks, that's Malachi Cuvelier Brooks from Citadel, also up there with 4.
2nd and 12 now for BC. Roberts takes the snap, turns, hands it off to the running back in the backfield, makes one man miss, short gain on the play, so it's going to be third down. We'll see if they send on the field goal team, and it does look like they are coming on. Bard again with the tackle.
I will tell him maybe after.
So BC lining up for a 22-yard field goal attempt here. Hudson Jones, the kicker, as Andrew Lawson is out for the remainder of the game. Snap is down, kick is up, and that is going to be wide to the left. Nova Scotia has some room on the left side there, but a good job by number 7 for BC. And there's a late hit, and of course that is going to be a flag. I thought maybe he didn't get out of bounds, finished the play, but it was quite obvious from up here.
Yeah, the whistles has blown about 8 or 9 yards before that high tackle happened, so that's going to be an easy call for the officials. BC's going to be their 10th penalty now for 106 yards. Sorry, 111 yards of penalties for BC.
Good job by number 7 there for BC, Samson Satcher, on the missed field goal coverage, saving potentially a lot of yards as there was quite a bit of room out there.
Well, yeah, there's an opportunity there because when you miss a field goal on the field side, you're asking your offensive linemen and your upbacks to cover a lot of field quickly. And keep in mind that the type of player who's returning punts or missed field goals, they're of the fast variety. So there was some room there for a long return. They'll get it penalty aided, but it was an important tackle / push out of bounds by the wing back. Nova Scotia will take over, Chris, on their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, that is a big swing of field position after that penalty.
And again, it's very similar to if Nova Scotia would have just blocked the field goal and recovered it 10 yards further. Different type of momentum, though, right? You block a field goal or a punt and you get it, or you get an interception. It's so much bigger than having a big return or a penalty-aided return from a momentum point of view for some reason.
So, as you mentioned, ball moved up to the 47-yard line as Allison will turn. He'll throw it to Stanhope on the toss. Stanhope makes one man miss, but brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, it'll be a gain of 1 at most. I think it is no yards indeed. Nova Scotia struggled running the ball so far. It's 8 carries for 20 yards, so they're below the 3 yards per attempt area. I mean, BC, good front 7. They're a strong and physical athletic team. It's going to be hard to run the ball on them. And Nova Scotia today without Alexander Ray, number 62, the offensive lineman from Citadel. He's not dressed for today's game.
The Kelowna product, Dax Williams, with the tackle on that play for the BC defense. And it is second down, and Allison's going to take a deep shot, and that's nowhere to be found close to one of his receivers.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a miscue there on the route combination. Nova Scotia forced a punt.
Thatcher Manuel coming back out to kick this one away. Nova Scotia still down by 2 scores.
Chris, I just realized it's a really fun and real, accurate coast-to-coast football game that we're hosting here in the Prairies.
It is a coast-to-coast football game, that's right. As Nova Scotia will punt this one away. Pressure again. This time Manuel gets a very, very strong punt away. Caught by the returner there in the air, but the Nova Scotia punt cover team does a great job.
Yeah, good punt, good return, good coverage. That's good special teams play. So BC now just above the 100 yards rushing mark.
Yeah, obviously up by 10 here. See if they look to keep it on the ground. They've been dangerous with Matthew Chapman in the backfield. As you mentioned, we haven't seen as many quarterback runs as we were expecting. As we say that, Chapman is in the game as a quarterback this time. Jackson Cleaver, the running back behind him. They're giving Jack Roberts a series off here. As Chapman will take it, and he will run it this time himself. Finds a hole, makes the cut, cuts back in, and there's that quarterback run we were waiting for. They ran it early, and they come back to it now, and that is a gain of close to 18 yards on the play.
Yeah, and if I'm BC and Nova Scotia only puts 6 players in the box against my quarterback-running back combo in the backfield, I'm just going to continue doing that. BC is one extra player versus what we're used to seeing in the run game. I think until that free safety comes down or a dime linebacker really plays in the box, I think if I'm BC, I'm continuing with the the quarterback runs.
Yeah, same formation, same backfield here for BC. We'll see if they look to do that again. Cleaver made a nice block there on that play. This time he'll turn, he'll hand it off to Cleaver on the right side. He uses that speed, finds a seam, sheds one tackle, and that's going to be another BC first down on the ground.
Back-to-back 10-plus yard plays, and repeating myself here, but BC has a numbers advantage in the box.
Yeah, if I'm Nova Scotia, I got to realize that what they're trying to do, and I got to put some more people in the box. They still have a high safety back there that has more or less not done anything in this game, no fault of his own.
But they're not throwing the ball deep right now.
No.
And again, Nova Scotia, by doing that, is making sure that BC can't go to, and I'm going to assume they must have some kind of play-action deep shot in the middle. BC can't call that right now, but at some point we'll see that kind of open up.
Roberts back in the game at quarterback. He'll turn. He'll hand it off to number 22. That is Pharaoh Hassan. And another gain of about 8 on the play, and they're just going to keep running it down Nova Scotia's throats there.
Yeah, BC imposing their will right now in the run game, and I think as they have a numbers advantage in the box, they'll continue utilizing that.
So 2nd and 2, Roberts in the game at quarterback now. Hassan behind him at tailback. He'll turn. He'll hand it off to his fullback that time. Number 23 makes a nice run, makes a cut there. That is Braden Lutz.
Lutz getting his first carry of the day. It's a big one for a first down. And again, if I'm BC, I'm just going to continue rolling in this package.
Jackson Sparks with the tackle for Nova Scotia. Now moves the chains once again. Ball on the 27-yard line now. 1st and 10, right hash. Roberts, Lutz, and Hassan in the backfield now.
BC with 8 players in the box against Nova Scotia 6.
Roberts turns, fakes, throws to his right. That is complete. Flag down on the play. Thrown after the ball was thrown. We'll see here if it's a hold.
It's a 12-yard gain before the penalty, but this is likely going to be coming back. There's a player down for Team Nova Scotia. That's number 24, I believe. Payne Flint, DB from St. Andrews College. Resides or comes from Timberley, Nova Scotia. The only player from Timberley. Oh, not. 2 players from Timberley, Nova Scotia.
There you go.
From different high schools.
It is a holding call against BC, so that's going to bounce them back 10 yards. 1st and 20 coming up now after that first down play.
As Chris, we continue to battle having 16 games to comment on, and as I try my 3rd flavor of Fisherman's Friends today, this is going to be cherry.
We've resorted to begging for Slurpees and bubble teas delivered to us. And
it's been great.
The fans have been great. Corey Uren delivered some Slurpees to us on Wednesday. We're very thankful for that.
Yeah.
And obviously Football Canada, Football Sask doing a great job taking care of us here. Our friends Scotty and Mark, they're giving us some Fisherman's Friends and some Gatorade here before the games today.
33, but new backs. Just 12.
We've been well taken care of, Chris, and I've heard that from the players, the coaches, the officials, the volunteers, the organizing committee here, going above and beyond to make sure that the people who are helping out are feeling good about their experience, and an important way to take care of your volunteers and workers. And yeah, it's been a nice tournament.
As Flint is able to walk off with the medical staff for Nova Scotia, it is now 1st and 20. Roberts and Chapman in the backfield now. Chapman goes out into the flats on Roberts' left. Roberts takes the shot over the middle, and that's complete to number 6, Liam Gagne, and that's going to be a first down. They should let him throw more often.
Well, BC throw now 60%. It's a high completion percentage for this level of football. In this tournament, we've seen most quarterbacks around the 50% mark. Minus Team Ontario, who had a incredible showing a few days ago, upsetting the 2023 champions, the four-time defending champions, Team Saskatchewan, falling to Team Ontario on Wednesday.
So 1st and 10, Roberts is going to scramble to his left. He has a receiver wide open in the end zone, and that's going to be dropped at the goal line. Incomplete pass as we see a BC player flop there, no flag.
Kareem Mohammed wishes he had a second chance at that one. The receiver from Richmond, BC. St. Thomas More collegiate athlete. He won his battle on the route. He got himself open, just couldn't hang on to the catch.
Yeah, he stopped at the goal line. He's waving his hands wide open there. And not a bad ball from Roberts, but that one does fall incomplete. So it's now 2nd and 10. Ball on the 16-yard line. 1 minute left here in the third quarter.
You know, it's those easier ones, Chris, we tend to drop. Almost like our brain goes through a different mechanism. When we're in full stride, kind of covered, we extend our arms, we make the catches, and we see that quite commonly.
So Roberts takes a snap, looks to throw. He's going to look left. He's going to get sacked on the play from behind, and he fumbles it. They do blow it dead. I think that was a loose ball, but they're going to blow that dead. The whistle goes, so they'll be blown. BC will retain possession.
Okay, so rule question, Chris, and this is where I'm wondering what happened on this play. Is it because forward progress had completely stopped that the late fumble doesn't count?
I think, obviously I'm going to be biased. I'm a defensive coach, and I see the Nova Scotia coaches upset on that. We always teach our defenders, especially when there's two, to go for the ball. We see on the replay here. Let's take a look.
So now, you know what they're calling, Chris? They're not calling it a sack. They're calling incomplete pass. And now they're throwing a flag because the ball never crossed the line of scrimmage. So they're going to call this intentional grounding.
Yeah, watching on the replay here, we do see Roberts, not a fumble. From our angle, it looked like he was stripped from behind. He does two-hand shovel past that ball into the turf in front of him. However, like you mentioned, only 2 yards. So it will be a penalty. Good job by the officials there, seeing the forward pass, calling the intentional grounding. So that's going to bounce them back and bring up 3rd down now as they send on the field goal unit.
32-yard attempt. We know the British Columbia kicker Hudson Jones, taking over the duties for Andrew Lawson. He's got a leg. He's missed one today, but he's got a good leg. He can make this from this distance.
Yeah, and obviously always dangerous returner back there for Nova Scotia. It is Peyton Flint. He's back in the game. That kick is up, and that kick is going to be wide once again to the left as Peyton Flint catches that near the back of the end zone. And he's going to get it not out of the end zone. We'll see where they mark it. He outstretched his hands. The official here, it looks like they're going to mark it at the 1.
Outstanding job by Flint. It's great to see him back. We know he was hurt earlier, and I apologize for not giving an update back at home, but he's back on the field, making it a super important return here. Getting the ball out means his team gets the ball on the 20. And there's no points on the board for BC.
Yeah, we'll see where they mark it.
It remains a 15-5. Oh, are they giving the one, Chris? They're saying he was tackled in the end zone.
They are not going to give him the outstretch at the end there, so it will be a single point for BC. And that's going to move the ball up to the 35-yard line.
Well, my apologies from up here. I thought he had found a way to get himself to the 1. I thought I saw the spot that way, but
like the spot was at
must
the
have
1.
gotten overturned. As we look on the replay, it is very, very close.
So Nova Scotia will take over at the 35-yard line after giving up that single. Jesse Allison in the gun, takes it, jet sweep coming across to number 16. He's going to try and beat the BC defender to the sideline, and he cannot. A nice tackle on the play by number 18. That is Anderson Bicknell with the tackle.
It's the end of the third quarter, Chris. 11-point game. There's a flag, okay. There's been a few flags today. We have reached the 25 penalty mark for over 200 yards.
Head official Lori Tursky calling a holding against BC, and there we go. I believe it's corrected to Nova Scotia. So it'll be 1st and 20.
What should be the last play of the third quarter.
And that's correct. There are times where you'll see a defensive holding called, although it is rare.
Yeah, it's rare, especially at the line. You know, sometimes the linemen will hold an offensive lineman in place so they can execute a stunt, a pass rush stunt. But it is quite rare indeed.
So last play of the third quarter, Allison takes the snap, going to try and set up that screen pass. That's complete to Leo Mont. He has some room up the middle that time, and a good executed screen pass gets 10 yards, or actually 11 yards on the play, and set up a second and manageable before for the end of the third quarter here.
Yeah, you say it right. Second and manageable is exactly what they wanted to do. Chris, you and I, we laugh because on 1st and 20, especially on 2nd and 20, in the CFL, we watch a lot of Canadian Football League games together. We've almost determined that it's an unofficial, maybe agreement between the coaches. You have to call a screen or a draw. I'm saying that, you know, with a smirk on my face, laughing. But 9 times out of 10, it's what we see on these second and long situations, first and long situation. I'm surprised you didn't say here comes the screen on this
for
first
second and 20, absolutely. There's nothing more frustrating as a defensive coordinator on the sideline yelling, "This is going to be a screen." And your D-line still doesn't recognize that it's a screen, lets that running back catch that pass, and gives up, 10, 11 yards on the play.
And to teach that, I mean, it's one of these things that you try to replicate in practice, maybe in scout periods where you get your scout offense to run it a few times, and for the D-lineman to kind of recognize, wait a second, I'm getting to this quarterback way too quickly. I have 2 choices now. I need to bat this ball down or plant my foot down and reverse and go back and try to make a play on try to find where that running back is sitting because, yeah, those screens in Canadian football, we see them often.
Yeah, the patented screener draw. Nova Scotia deciding to go with the screen pass that time, but maybe 2nd and 9, maybe now's the draw.
Allison today just over 50% passing. He's approaching the 150-yard mark. He's having a good day. Of course, he had that one big reception to Noah Skeet, who caught the 51-yarder, setting them up for an early game field goal.
Crowd making a lot of noise here at Mosaic. These families obviously cheering on their sons. Been great crowds here at all the games.
Yeah, it has been, and I'm always pleasantly surprised to see how far some of these parents are traveling from. Hopefully they've enjoyed their stay in Regina.
I saw one camper trailer out there. There's a couple out there in the parking lot, I think. Teams, parents deciding to set up there, maybe find a campground here close to Regina, and that's smart. It's a good way to do it.
And it's been great weather all week, so if they were able to find a camping site, I'm sure they've had a nice week here in the province.
Well, we are known for our lakes. There are some lakes around.
We are known for our lakes here.
2nd and 9 for Nova Scotia. Allison takes the pass. He's going to throw it there, and that's going to be intercepted on the play by the BC defender. He read that one from the start. That's Anderson Bicknell with the interception.
Anderson Bicknell from Vernon Secondary in Coldstream, or from Coldstream, British Columbia. Big time play. I mean, BC's up 11 in the 4th quarter. A play like this gives them a chance to maybe go up 14 or even more.
Yeah, BC coming with the big play on defense there, trying to put this one out of reach for Nova Scotia. They've had troubles on offense, not able to get much going. They obviously they had a 1st and goal on the 1-yard line earlier in the first half, couldn't put it in, and it's kind of been downhill from there on offense.
It has been, and now BC, a field goal makes it 14. A touchdown here makes this a 3-score game. So
Roberts turns, hands it off to Chapman, makes a cut. He's got some room out here, decides to go right up the middle and move the chains for a 1st down BC.
Chapman's been super impressive so far. That's 11 carries, and I think he just crossed a 90-yard mark.
Peyton Flint with the tackle there from his safety position.
BC haven't ran for over 150 yards today. Only passed for 60, but that's kind of normal and expected given their circumstances. On the flip side, for Nova Scotia, it's been all pass game.
So that moves the ball all the way up to the 13-yard line. Roberts in the gun, empty backfield. He's going to roll out to his left. Chapman blocking for him. He's going to take a shot that time into traffic. Almost intercepted on the play. Ball's incomplete.
BC running some sort of flood concept with a post in the middle, a bit of a post wheel, out flat kind of concept with 4 receivers. Quarterback went against the grain, tried to hit the post, dangerous into the coverage. Nova Scotia defender almost came down with the interception.
Yeah, that was Josiah Brown with the almost interception on the play. He is down, currently being looked at by the trainers after flipping over there. Maybe just winded as he gets up here.
Yeah, seems to be fine back on his feet. Ian putting in a little bit of a jog and helmet back on. He'll have to sit out for a minimum of 3 plays as per amateur football rules.
So Olivier, after this, we're going to have Team Manitoba taking on Team New Brunswick. And what do you expect from that game?
Well, the winner gets to claim 5th. And for some of these provinces with lower population, finishing 5th in this tournament is kind of the gold medal. I mean, you can't expect teams like Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, Manitoba to compete with the Quebec, Ontario of the worlds. So for them to finish, that game means a lot to both those provinces.
Roberts throws to Chapman in the flats. He catches it but falls down immediately, so now it's 3rd and long.
At the line of scrimmage. Third down.
BC gets a chance to go up by 14 if they can put this field goal through. It'll be Hudson Jones, the receiver from South Kamloops, who's going to come out for an attempt.
Peyton Flint back there once again. I thought he got it out last time, but it was marked down in the end zone. He tried his best to reach that one across the goal line.
I was rewinding the YouTube stream to see that replay, and inches one way or another. You got to determine, is his knee down before the outstretched arms? One way or another, very, very, very close.
So Jones on to attempt the 19-yard field goal. Hole is down, the kick is up, and this one is wide to the left once again. And that will be another single for the BC Special Teams unit.
And I thought we saw a classic pyramid situation, which should have been a penalty on Nova Scotia. The Nova Scotia defensive lineman being used as a trampoline for one of his players. I saw somebody put his, jump on the back of a defensive player to try to go over the O-line, which is a penalty in Canadian football. But maybe I saw it wrong.
Or maybe they got away with it.
It happens too.
Yep.
You can't expect officials to make 100% of calls correctly. That will never happen. Just like receivers draw balls, coaches will call the wrong play, and once in a while we'll miss a tackle too. That's just part of the game.
That's right. So BC leading Nova Scotia 17-5. 10 minutes left here in the game. Nova Scotia takes over at the 35-yard line. Allison and still in at quarterback. Leo Mond in the backfield at running back. He gets the ball, cuts inside there. Short gain on the play. Bring up 2nd and about 7. So 2nd and 6 here coming up for this Nova Scotia offense. Ball on the right hash, 39-yard line. Allison and Mont in the backfield. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to try and take a deep shot on the left side, trying to hit that flag route. That one falls incomplete, intended for number 85 on the play. That is Noah Skeet.
Noah Skeet leading the team in targets today. He's also leading the team in yardage with 59. He had that long 51-yard reception earlier to set up his team for a field goal. Nova Scotia electing to punt here, down 2 scores on 3rd and 6 on their own side of the 55. Potential fake situation, but perhaps too obvious.
Thatcher Manuel gets the snap. He will punt this one away. Shanks back there to return, but that is going to bounce around the 50-yard line. Shanks picks it up off a couple of bounces there and brought down right away, right before midfield.
Nice tackle by number 3, Jesse Allison. I am wrong. Jackson Sparks on the tackle from Auburn Drive High School in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
So BC will take over right near midfield, ball on the 54-yard line.
12 and 2,
Matthew Chapman in at quarterback for this drive.
19 back.
Jackson Cleaver, the tailback here on this drive. Chapman takes the snap. He's going to QB draw this time up the middle. Big hole. BC O-line doing a great job. Gain of close to 20 on the play. And that is another BC first down. Peyton Flint with the grapple hook tackle at his safety position.
The grapple hook tackle, one of the techniques, Chris, that you know very well.
That's right. Good job there. Grapple hook also could be called a hawk tackle. Good job squeezing the thighs there by the safety, limiting the damage on that first down run.
33 and 12.
Roberts back in now at quarterback with Chapman in the backfield. Roberts is going to take it. He's going to quick screen off to the right to number 15. That's complete. Try and hit the sideline, and he stops his feet there and gets a short gain on the play. That's Kareem Muhammad.
Chapman's last.
Sorry, number 13 on the reception there.
Chapman's last carry brought him over the 114-yard mark, or at the 114-yard mark. We haven't had many running backs in this tournament, or many rushers in this tournament, reach 100 yards in a game. I think Chapman's only the second to do so in all the games that we've called, including the U16 tournament.
That's right. I was right the first time. I was Kareem Muhammad. I should have went with my trusted. I trusted the PA announcer here, as it was Muhammad with the reception. Roberts takes the snap. He's going to roll to his left, look to throw. He's going to try and hit Muhammad again on the left side. That's complete once again. Hard to miss those bright cleats out there, and that's going to move the chains.
And again, if you're following along statistically, it's regenerams.com/stats for today's stats. Roberts, a little bit of a mistake in the stats on Roberts. He's actually at 5 carries for less than 119. I think his 1 yard run was counted as a 109 run.
Yes.
So it looks like he's leading the day in rushing, but no, BC does not have 300 yards rushing. They have 200 yards rushing, which is still
impressive.
Yeah, still a very good game from BC on the ground.
Roberts and Chapman in the backfield. Roberts is going to take the snap. He's going to turn, hand it off to Chapman. Matthew Chapman makes one cut, has to move up the middle again. Grapple hook tackled by the safety there, short of the goal line.
Now, we laugh every time you say grapple hook tackle. It's a bit of an inside joke for you and some of your defenders at the Regina Ride. Is that why we've got the smirk here when you say grapple hook tackle?
No, you can call it a grapple hook, a hawk tackle there. It's more of an inside joke with our spotter. Loves a good grapple hook tackle. And Peyton Flint there saving a touchdown run, but Matthew Chapman having another day here.
Yeah, it sure is. 13 carries for 140 now.
I was looking at that. I don't know. Let's say it is. 33.
Roberts takes the snap, turn. He's going to look to throw. He has a receiver open in the corner, and that is complete to number 10, Logan Rubel, for a touchdown. The 6'5" receiver from Westside Secondary School in Kamloops.
BC now reaching 63% on their passing. It's 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. They got to be pretty happy what they're getting out of their quarterbacks. A surprise in today's game.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we've mentioned it. If you've just tuned in here, Jack Roberts, a defensive back, playing quarterback for BC, as their 2 starting quarterbacks coming into this tournament are both injured. So him and Matthew Chapman have been splitting duties in this game as BC increases their lead here, pending the extra point. Hudson Jones booms that one through the end zone that time into the second deck of the stands here, and that increases BC's lead 24-5 here with just under 5.5 minutes left here in the game.
That touchdown puts a bit of a dagger in the hopes of Nova Scotia's team in terms of finishing the tournament with a win. It's going to be difficult now, down 19 with 5:24 to go, as you say, Chris. BC just played some very good football today. They've been able to run the ball very well. Over 200 yards rushing in 27 attempts. They've been tough to stop. They've got a good offensive line, good size on the offensive line as well. Players from all over the place, from Mount Douglas Secondary, from Balena's Secondary, from Kelowna Secondary, from MBSS, South Delta, Notre Dame, Lord Tweedsmuir. Lots of players from different high schools play on that offensive line.
Jones will kick this one away all the way into the end zone, and Leo Mont is going to take a knee. That time he was confident that he caught it in the end zone, and he'll give up the single, and a good job by Mont there, I think.
Leo Mont's impressed me in his abilities to make the right decisions on the kick return unit. He must be an experienced returner, or perhaps special teams coordinator here from Team Scotia. Just spent a lot of time really making sure his athletes understand the strategy, which is always a good sign of a special teams coordinator when your returner is doing the right thing in the end zone.
Yeah, good decision there, as Nova Scotia will now have the ball on the 35-yard line. 5 minutes left here in the game. Jesse Allison still in at quarterback. Henry Stanhope, his tailback behind him.
Jesse Allison completing 10 passes today for 147 yards.
He's going to look to throw again here. This time he's going to take a deep shot off the right side. Receiver has to stop, come back to it. Good coverage on the play. Good recovery there by number 18, Anderson Bicknell, as there are flags, or sorry, just an injured player for the whistles there.
Omayo Thomas, the receiver from Auburn Drive High School, went up to try and get it. Chris just kind of fell awkwardly on the way down.
Yeah, and he's the one that's currently injured on the play.
Nova Scotia kind of rehuddles here and takes time to think about what they want to call here on 2nd and 10. If they've got any trick plays or anything in their playbook, it's time to use it as this tournament trickles down. Less than 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, don't mind them taking shots here on first down, trying to get some yards, put some more points up here in this game. Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Have some fun. Let it loose. So, Chris, flavor of choice on the Fisherman Friends assortment in front of us. What did you like?
I'm a big fan of the orange spice. That would be my favorite. We have orange spice, original, or sorry, don't have original because that's disgusting. Our friend Adrian Zuck would be upset with us there. Lemon and cherry.
Yeah, and I've got to go with lemon or cherry. So you can have all of the orange spice, and I'll keep sharing the lemon and cherry with, I think, Kara as well. That's her preference.
No,
although
she
Kara
doesn't
hasn't
like any.
spoken much.
They're
so
too spicy for her.
She's still good. Well, we're happy. I'm very happy with the Fisherman's Friend. Football Canada's future sponsor. They've only been mentioned about 28 times in this broadcast.
That's right, we're just trying to help Football Canada get that sponsorship.
That's right. That's right. You and I were not members of Football Canada. We just got asked to do this broadcast. It's been fun. It's been a good way to be involved in this U18 Canada Cup. I've had fun. It's been nice to be with you here, Chris.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Absolutely. Enjoy doing this. Sports Canada TV bringing us these games on YouTube, doing a great job. As we do see Omayo Thomas get up here and able to walk this one off.
No serious injuries today in today's game, which is always good to see. As the Nova Scotia fans rally behind their team, encouraging them on the 2nd and 10.
Allison and Stanhope in the backfield. Allison takes the snap, looks to throw this time, throws to his right, and complete to number 16, breaks the tackle, and he's going to get close to that first down line.
It's a big-time play by Deegan Nickel. The running back lined up as a receiver.
Yeah, good job there by Nickel. I believe that might be his first catch of the tournament. Breaks the tackle and gets close to a first down here.
And BC is showing some pressure on this play. They went with the +1 look, so essentially cover 0 with the defensive backs in a sticks position while every linebacker and D-lineman was on the line of scrimmage showing pressure, but no problem for Allison and Nova Scotia offense. They find a way to get 8 yards on that, and they're going to go for it on 3rd and 2.
Will be Allison and Stanhope. Allison this time is going to be empty backfield. He's going to try and hit his running back in the backfield, but that one is thrown low and behind his intended receiver, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
good decision by Coach Dyer to go for it there on 3rd and 2. I think you've got nothing to lose. You may as well let the kids loose, let them have fun. Try to get a first down. Just execution just wasn't there on that play.
So that's where BC will take over. Just over 4 minutes left here in the game. Time running. Jack Roberts in at quarterback this drive.
8 of 14 for 73 yards. He's thrown at nearly 60%. He's got 2 touchdowns.
He'll take it, turn, hand it off to Hassan that time. Tracked down from behind by a Nova Scotia D lineman. Number 98, Leighton Kinsman.
Kinsman from CEC out of Dartmouth.
Hassan,
D lineman made a number of plays in this week's tournament.
That's right. Hassan, the injured BC running back there.
Hassan carrying the ball for roughly 5 yards a carry. He's had a good tournament as well. Statistically, Nova Scotia, 206 yards of offense today, BC 288. It's been a good contest. I think BC getting the best out of the punt exchanges, having a block punt returned all the way for a touchdown. Chris, refresh my memory.
Not all the way for a touchdown. They ended up getting the ball on the 1 yard line due to a low block and
That's right.
No yards call against Nova Scotia.
But essentially setting up the score, and
Hassan able to walk off under his own power there. Roberts hands it off to Jackson Cleaver now. Short gain on the play.
Murray Gray, the D lineman from Horton High School, Kentville, Nova Scotia. That's in Acadia's backyard.
BC will send on the punt team. Leo Mont being set back to return this one as a 2-returner set for Nova Scotia here. Hudson Jones, the punter here for BC, filling in for Andrew Lawson. Jones takes that. He's going to aim. That's going to be an awkward kick that time. Bounces right in the middle. Picked up no yards to call on the play. The BC cover team down there right away, though.
Good job of Nova Scotia. Returner is trying to get to the ball as fast as possible and take advantage of the no yards. It's going to be Jesse Allison. Come back out, I assume. He's approaching the 200-yard passing as the stats get updated live in front of me, and he's just lost 30 yards.
That sucks.
Trying to get the numbers correct here, but he was at 188 before this drive started, although I think we might see a quarterback change here, Chris.
I believe Allison's still in the game here, as he is in the huddle.
So Allison was at 188 yards.
Allison and Stanhope still in the backfield here for Nova Scotia, coming down to the 3-minute warning. Allison takes a snap, halfback blitz that time by BC, makes that man miss. Stanhope's going to lose a lot of yards on the play, eventually brought down by number 17, Cade Handy. That brings us to the 3-minute warning here. In 2 minutes 57 seconds left here remaining in the game.
Tough spot here from Nova Scotia offense, 2nd and 14 from their own 20. They might be working with 3 downs here depending on what happens here on the next play. Nova Scotia can, they'll go home without a win in this tournament. Happens every year to one of the teams. But I think they can feel good about some of the things they've accomplished. I thought they had a really good game against Manitoba a few days ago. could have gone away with the victory. They didn't get it, but played a solid game of football and showed some good things today, especially in the air. Defensively as well, I thought. A lot of Nova Scotia players kind of came up and looked very good. I like their D-line specifically.
Yeah, lots and lots to be proud of for sure for Nova Scotia. And, you know, they've battled through some injuries and just some tough plays, obviously, here as they start their drive after the 3-minute warning. That ball is complete that time for Jesse Allison. Nice catch and throw on the play to number 86 with the reception. That's Adante Gray.
From Siddle High School, one of the top programs in Nova Scotia.
There's that 30 yards that just disappeared for you, Olivier.
It's back. So I believe Allison has now crossed the 200-yard mark. Passing, a good day for the young quarterback. Jesse Allison, that is.
So that moves the ball all the way up to the 43-yard line. Both teams with both timeouts still. As Allison looks to throw once again. He's going to set up the screen pass to Stanhope. But the BC D lineman reads that one right away. Stanhope breaks the tackle, though. Finally brought down after a gain of 8 by Maddox Elson. Nice job by Stanhope to break that tackle. I thought he was going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage.
As an example of a running back keeping his feet going and trying to make something happen for his offense. Great job. We could have been looking at 2nd and 12, but instead of 2nd and 2.
2 minutes remain here. Ball moved up to the 51-yard line. Allison and Stanhope in the back for Nova Scotia. Looks to throw, looking right. He's going to take his receiver on the out route there. That is complete to number 81, Mark McLean. Almost broke that tackle and took that down the sideline.
McLean leading the team now in receptions. He's got 4 today already. And yes, Chris, as you said, he came very close from able to just stay in bounds and run down the sideline. But good first down nonetheless. Nova Scotia's happy here with this drive. Less than 2 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, I broke that tackle, but just couldn't stay in bounds. Nova Scotia leading a good drive here to end this game. 5 receiver set once again for Nova Scotia. Allison and Stanhope in the backfield. He'll look to throw this time. Looking left, he's going to take a deep shot, but he gets sacked on the play. Pressure right away by that BC defensive front, led by number 55, Dax Williams.
Kate Handy also on the B side, on the weak side, B-gap blitz, and kind of force the Nova Scotia lineman to kind of slide, and good pressure by BC dialed up there. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Allison was looking on that flag route here on close to our booth, but pressure in his face and takes the sack. So it's 2nd and 19 now. Time is running. Allison looks to throw. He's going to take a deep shot this time, trying to find his wideout. And there's a pass interference called on the play.
They're looking for Noah Skeet, who's got the long 51-yard reception. He's been targeted a few times in the deep passing game. They must love his speed. He's going to benefit here from a pass interference call. It was 2nd and 15, but now we're looking at 1st and 10.
The fans are upset with that call. I don't know
British
if you can hear it
fans.
here,
I know we can hear it from
Oh,
up
yeah.
here, Chris. I'm not sure if you could hear the language from home, but not so happy on that call. Now, good news for the BC parents in the crowd. Their team is likely still going to walk away with the win
Very
here today.
likely, yeah. Remember, not a spot foul in amateur football, as that ball is moved up a max of 15 yards. So Nova Scotia now on the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Allison and Stanhope. H-back comes back to protect for Allison. He's going to roll out to his right. No one open. He's just going to have to get rid of this one as he does. Pressure on the play there by the BC defender.
It's a good drive for Nova Scotia. We started the drive saying, hey, less than 3 minutes to go. Second and 10 from their own 20-yard line, but they've marched their way all the way to the 40. Now, they're still out of field goal range here and likely willing to play with 3 downs. So the 2nd and 10 is still okay for them.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely no reason not to go for it here on 3rd down if they don't get it. Nothing to lose at this point. 5 seconds left on the play clock here. They do get it off. Allison looks to throw. BC brings pressure that time. He's pushed out of the pocket once again to his right. He's going to try and find his receiver there, but this BC defense sending pressure, making sure that they try and preserve any late scores here.
Elliot Vanderhorst, the defensive lineman from Rutland Secondary, is chasing Allison down as Nova Scotia substitutes in an offensive lineman coming to the game, number 57, Al Aljuni from Halifax West High School. I hope I got the pronunciation correct. Apologies if not.
Yep, sending on some extra protection here for this third down play, likely looking to take a deep shot here on 3rd and 10. Allison looks to throw, looking left. He's going to try and hit his receiver on that out route. That is complete. However, it is going to be short of a first down and be a turnover on downs.
It's a nice catch by Gray. Unfortunately, he's a yard away from the marker. Allison will likely end the day above the 200 yards passing with that completion officially in the stats. A good day for Allison, 15 completions. A bright spot for Team Nova Scotia. They passed the ball very well today.
Yeah, lots to be proud of for sure for Jesse Allison in this Nova Scotia offense as BC will take over with 1:01 left here in the game. Likely just run the ball a couple times and get out of here with a win.
Chapman not on the field, but that's okay. He got 14 carries for 157 today. He's been the leader for that offense from Team BC.
And a delay of game here. Their first run, I complimented them earlier for not getting one, and maybe they didn't realize it was whistled in quickly this time.
Tell you what, if you're going to get one, it's up 20 with 1:01 left.
It's going to be
in
a
the fourth
loss
quarter.
of down, I believe.
Well, they've got the choice.
They got the
so
choice. Yep.
Nova Scotia could say loss of 10 yards, or they can say that we prefer seeing 2nd and 10. So that's going to be a decision for Coach Dyer. It looks like they're going to back them up 10 yards here. So 1st and 20.
Lori Tursky asking Coach Dyer what his decision is here. No decision made yet. Penalty
is, Tursky says penalty is declined, but I believe
the
penalty still counts. There's a loss of down here.
That's correct. So
the yardage is
2nd and 10.
declined, perhaps.
Roberts throws to Mohammed on the left. That one falls incomplete.
It's a quick 1 and out. We rarely say that.
The rare one.
The
and out.
rare 1 and out. You know, we get a lot of 2s and out. 2 and out happens often, but 1 and out.
So that series took 5 seconds.
As Allison gets to go back in, so he's at 207 now. He's got a chance to add to his numbers. Nova Scotia going with a 2-returner set. Makes a lot of sense in this situation. No fakes are coming. I'd be surprised, shocked to see a fake here.
I would hope not at this point, for sure. As they will just kick this one away, almost blocked on the play. And that one will go out of bounds here. We'll see where they mark it, and that's going to be at the 50-yard line, and that's where Nova Scotia will take over.
No quit on this Nova Scotia team as I see Malcolm Mitten, defensive lineman from Bayview High School, finishing his block and
the BC defender not happy,
flexing over the BC player.
Right. That's right. Finish this one cleanly here, hopefully. It's been a very clean game. Only, I think 1 or 2 maybe unnecessary roughness, close calls here in the game, and
lots of penalties early, but none in this third, fourth quarter.
Definitely.
I think I mentioned 25 penalties as we started the third. We're at 26 now, so the only extra penalty was this delay of game. So it's been very clean to end this game for sure.
So it is Allison and Stanhope here to finish the game for Nova Scotia. 51 seconds left. Still have 2 timeouts. Allison looks to throw, looks over the middle. He's going to scramble to his right. He has lots of room. He has nobody open though, and he's just going to run it himself and gets actually sacked on the play by the Alberta defensive player. That's number 33, Jack Roberts with the sack. Quarterback, DB, returner, can do it all.
QB on QB crime, as they say.
That's right.
Allison, good job extending the play as long as he could, trying to position his receiver, hoping for a bit of a scramble type situation. But, there's 2 BC defenders on a receiver and not much there for Allison.
So 2nd and 12 now here. Time running, under 30 seconds left here in the game. 5 seconds on the play clock. Allison gets the snap, looks to throw. They're trying to set up that screen pass to Stanhope. Read well by the BC defensive line, though. Gain of only 5 on the play.
Well, it'll be 3rd and 6. I expect Nova Scotia to go for it. 17 seconds left. Nova Scotia still have both their timeouts. I'm sure they'd love to
Just used one.
get more points on the board to finish the tournament.
Dax Williams with the tackle from behind there for that BC defensive line.
As during this break of action, I muted myself to say hello to Thomas Retzlaff, the owner of At The Game Media. That's the company who Chris provides 2 angles to every single team. So they work all night to get the film ready, all day. It's a long day for that team. Provide some data breakdown and send it to the coaches. Film being a big part of these tournaments.
That's right, Retzi, the best videographer in the game that I've ever worked with by far.
Well, Thomas having experience in the CFL and U Sport and NCAA, he is the best.
Allison throws left. That is complete, and that's going to move the chains. Nice catch on the play by number 86, Adante Gray, making the most of his opportunities when he gets them.
Yeah, Adante Gray getting in the game late, but he's now got 3 receptions. He's nearing the 50-yard mark. 10 seconds to go in this game. Nova Scotia taking their timeout wisely, trying to set themselves up in a position to maybe score or kick a field goal. Either way, it's not often you end a tournament with a positive note in your last play.
Yeah, I hope we see them just chuck it out and try and get something here.
I would love it, yeah. I think they deserve one here. They've been passing the ball very well all day.
Maybe take a shot to number 14, Omayo Thomas, the tall receiver. He's been their deep threat for most of this tournament.
He's done a great job catching the deep one. Noah Skeet as well. They've tried to hit on those corner routes. Although we don't see Gray on the field right now. At least I don't spot him.
So 10 seconds. Time stopped until the snap here. 1st and 10. Allison's going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw. He's going to take a deep shot on the left side to number 81. Nice throw, and that is caught. He goes out of bounds.
Perfect.
They'll have one more play here. That is Mark McLean with the reception.
Oh, what a perfect situation. So Mark McLean picks up his 5th reception. He goes out of bounds at the 10-yard line. There's 4 seconds left. Fantastic throw. What a location. He extends his arms just on time. Great job, McLean. Finishing the tournament on a high note for him.
Good ball by Allison there. So 4 seconds left. Last play of the game here. Nova Scotia going to try and throw it into the end zone.
It's 5 for 78 now for McLean, as Allison is now at 258 yards. You know, trying to make it 268 to finish this tournament. They need 10 yards here, Chris. It's the last play of the game for Nova Scotia, bearing any penalties. See if they go with a deep corner route here on the field side.
Allison takes it. We see Stanhope going out to the right side. They're going to try and take that deep route, as you mentioned, but it falls incomplete. No flags. And that will bring us to the end of the first game here at day 3 of the 2024 Football Canada Cup. BC winning this one by a score of 25-5. My name is Chris Hadisbeck. I've been joined by Olivia Eddy, and we'll be back in about 35 minutes for Team New Brunswick and Team Manitoba.
Parents, parties, and friends
please join us in congratulating both teams on an outstanding performance and a great game all tournament. At this time, if we could draw your attention to center field, we will commence with the presentations of the most valuable offensive and most valuable defensive player awards to both teams. These are chosen by the U18 Football Canada Cup Selection Committee. The winner of the most valuable defensive player of the game for Team Nova Scotia, number 15, Josiah Brown. The winner of the most valuable offensive player of the game for Nova Scotia, number 5, Jesse Allison. And now the winner of the most valuable defensive player of the game award for BC, number 7, Samson Satcher. And the winner of the most valuable offensive player of the game award for BC, number 33, Jack Roberts. Let's give it up one more time for both teams. So the result of this game, that means Nova Scotia finishes 8th and BC finishes 7th in this year's tournament. Thank you all for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen, and just a reminder that coming up next is the 5th place game between New Brunswick and